Hi, we're the Lesters. We're here to give you your Lenten Devotional for Wednesday, March 10th, 2021. Our devotional this week is on resurrecting power and love and setting our minds on things above where Christ is. During the season of Lent, we prepare ourselves for the day of Easter, where the disciples see that the stone to Jesus' tomb has been moved and our Messiah is no longer lying where he was once buried. This reminds us that when you submit to the power of God, miracles can be seen and happen right before your eyes. As many of you may know, our third daughter Daisy was born with a cleft lip and palate. We were lucky that we knew about her diagnosis ahead of her birth and were able to put a plan in place with the appropriate teams to ensure steadfast treatment. What we were not able to plan for, however, was the huge amount of time and dedication that her therapy appliance, pumping of milk, feeding, and caretaking that it would call for. It was physically, mentally, and emotionally draining. During the pregnancy, we leaned into the Lord by beginning to attend church on a weekly basis. It was only when we gave God our burdens to shoulder that we found the strength to continue. As humans, we fail daily. None of us is a perfect parent, spouse, sibling, son, or daughter. We also cannot always be 100% at all of these tasks all of the time. Asking Christ to help us find the strength, even to just make it one more day, helped us in our marriage, with parenting our older two daughters, and introspectively as well. There were many times during moments of weakness when Eric and I, together and separately as well, called out to the Lord, "Why me? Why us?" As if Daisy's diagnosis was a consequence for an action. Now that we're on the other side of the majority of her facial reconstruction, we truly do believe that we were chosen to be Daisy's parents because God knew we had the strength within ourselves and together to take on the task. When Mary Magdalene sees the empty tomb with just the rags that Jesus once wore, she mourned, telling Simon Peter and the other disciple that she believed Jesus had been moved. Whilst grieving in front of the tomb, Jesus appeared and told her not to be afraid, but to instead tell the others to go to Galilee. The angel exclaims that Jesus has risen. Earthly obstacles and burdens that seem to overwhelm us can be achievable with the help of God. Give your power to the Lord when you need power and strength the most, and he will hold you up in your times of greatest weakness. God has risen Jesus from the dead, and when you believe, he can produce miracles in your life too.
Living as those made alive in Christ. Since then you have been raised with Christ. Set your hearts on things above, where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things, for you died, and your life is now hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is your life, appears, then you also will be with him in glory.